Yay for the first lathe project. So as part of my redoing the compressor to put the aftercooler on, I noticed that one of these barbed fittings, the barbs were not sharp enough and the hose kept blowing off. So I tried filing it. That helped a little bit, but I figured, well, I have the lathe, why don't I try and use that? So I managed to get the outside edge fairly good, and then used the cutoff blade to just try and make the barbs just the slightest bit deeper and to try and get the edges a little sharper, because the problem is the barbs were not deep enough and the edges were rounded, so the hose would just pop right off. And this seemed to work pretty good. Again, I was trying not to screw up the fitting, because obviously you can cut right through the cutoff blade, so I just tried to make it just slightly deeper and then a little bit rounded coming off the edges. And that's what I'm doing here, is rounding it off. That seemed to work, and it seemed a little bit better. And then I figured, why not? Since this holds it better, I'll also use the needle file, and I think the combination of this worked really good. So, yeah. I haven't tried it yet, but this was at least a lathe project that I would not have been able to do without the lathe, so that's kind of cool. So hopefully this will solve the issue. If it doesn't and it still pops off, now that I know I can do it this way, I'll put it back on the lathe and make it a little deeper. But yeah, this was very cool. I got to use my lathe, and it was successful.